Hello, hello, hello.
Yes, he's a wonderful trader who's around the community that we all trade in together, and he's very knowledgeable in cryptocurrency projects and very invested in the space. So we just wanted to pick Manny's brain today and just get more of a perspective on how he feels about what's happening in the cryptocurrency space and how he sees himself fitting into this space in the immediacy and the upcoming future. How you feeling today, Manny?
I'm feeling wonderful, feeling wonderful. Hard to feel
Absolutely.
bad when your portfolio is looking good.
Hey,
Hey.
we hear you loud and clear on that. Definitely. So let's go ahead and get started with the questions then. One of my first questions is I always like to know where people started from and what brought them into this specific circle that we're in. I mentored Curtis Cobain and like just what were those chain of events that, maybe you were in college or doing some other job and then, who introduced you? Tell us a little bit about the backstory.
Well, let's see. I um I went to college. Before I went to college, I ran the streets a little bit. Spent a nice part of my life, out there in the streets doing what a lot of us choose to do. Not making wise decisions. Then I had a son, and I figured I had to do things a little bit different. So I decided to go back to school. I got my GED. After getting my GED, I went on and I got a couple associate's degrees. I was going to be an accountant. I figured if I wanted to make some money, I might as well be around the people that make money. So I said, let me see what this accountant thing is. So while I was in college and I was studying to be an accountant, I happened to take an elective that led me to find the Africana Studies program here at our local college, the University of New Mexico. So I switched my major from business and accounting to Africana Studies. So after I got out of college, I found that things didn't quite work the way that they said it would work. They say you go to college, you get a degree, you get a job. That didn't quite work out for me. So I just happened to be I used to be a bail bondsman, and I just happened to be downtown, and my old boss called me into his office. And when I went into his office, he was showing me. When I went into his office, he's a big Broncos fan, so he has a lot of Broncos memorabilia around his office. So when I went in his office, I seen that it was all down. So I started joking with him, about, because I'm a huge Cowboys fan, by the way. So I started joking with him, and I told him, you finally decided to jump on the bandwagon. And he was telling me that he was quitting the business. So when he said that, my little antennas went up because I was his first employee. I know how hard he worked to obtain his business, and I know the things that this business was able to get him. So he was telling me that he was shutting down the business and that he was going to start trading, that he had been trading for a while and he was going to start trading full time. So we conversated for about 30, 45 minutes. And during this time, he had placed a demo trade in his account, and he had showed me when he entered the trade and when he exited the trade. I seen that this man made $15,000. So when I seen that, my interest was piqued. So I got home and I got on the computer and I'm looking for trading schools and I'm asking him and he doesn't want to give me the information and I'm getting frustrated. And it just so happened that the information was right in front of me the entire time. I just wasn't paying attention. I had a very close friend that at the time was a part of the company that we're with, with IM, and I was seeing him post his profits, but I really wasn't paying attention because it was just like $2, $3, $20 here, $40 there. I didn't understand about compounding accounts and things like that then. So I really didn't pay attention, and it was around Christmas time, and he had shared his mentor, which is Dr. Spiller. So I heard Dr. Spiller speak, and I was like, hey, this might be what I'm looking for. So I signed up with the company with IM, and I started my journey. About 3 months in, I just so happened to log in on a Friday, and I found Curtis, which is our mentor. and that really piqued my interest because I knew very little about cryptocurrency, but I was aware of it. I remember when the guy bought the pizza, with Bitcoin, so I was
You
looking and
remember
I'm
that
like,
happening? You remember
say
that
that again.
happening? You remember that happening in real time, hearing about that?
Yes, I remember that happening in real time. So the next time I heard about Bitcoin was in 2017, and I think it was around $1,000. It was between 600 and it was like $600, between
Mm-hmm.
600 and $1,000. And then I heard about it again in July, and it was like $1,000, $1,200, something like that. And then I was like, wow, this thing went from a penny to $1,200. And then the next thing I know, it's December and Bitcoin was close to $20,000. So I was thinking, wow, that
Facts.
was an opportunity that I missed out on. I got to figure out what this cryptocurrency thing is, what this Bitcoin thing is, and see how I can get involved in this space. So when I found Curtis and Curtis was speaking about it, it just piqued my interest. And with Curtis being the great person that he is and the wonderful educator that he is, I was just drawn to that, and I've been here ever since. I'm going on my fourth year now, and I just absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. I know that this has already changed things for me and my family tremendously. So I know what it's done now, and I'm looking forward to what it's going to do here in the future as well.
Right. That's phenomenal that it was like by a chain of events that you stumbled across it. And that's also fascinating that you hear whisperings of it in your environment while it's happening real
Hmm.
time. Oh, I bought
You
some
know,
pizza, some Bitcoin. Oh, Bitcoin on 1,000x in value. Oh, you know.
Mhm.
Um, the next sort of question that we want to ask you is what interested you in learning how to research cryptos for yourself?
well, there are a ton of different projects, and as we've learned from our mentor, there were a ton of different projects in 2017. So I want to make sure that the projects that I get in are going to be around. I don't want to get off into a project and it falls off the map, and I don't have anything to show for it. So I want to make sure that the projects that I involve myself in, that they're going to be here for the long haul.
That part. I agree. It's almost like not to keep comparing. I sort of don't like when people compare stocks to cryptos, but it's sort of like finding that great stock that you can invest into and it rises. And only there's a lot of different factors in crypto, ownership and things like that. But it's similar to that, trying to catch it at infancy level, ground level, getting in
Hmm.
on the project and riding it off into the
Hmm.
sunset, so to speak.
Right.
You know, I had I had I like to watch a lot of Discovery Channel, a lot of History Channel. So I was actually going to sleep one night, so the TV was watching me. But a show called The Food That Made America, I think that's the name of it, was on. It was on, and they were talking about McDonald's. So the next morning I woke up and I got to thinking about these cryptocurrencies, and kind of ties back to the question that you just asked me. And I was thinking about some of the projects that we're invested in, and I was thinking like Ethereum, and I was thinking Ethereum is kind of like the McDonald's of crypto in some ways.
Mhm.
And then we have other projects like our Cardano and our Polkadot, that are probably going to be something like the Wendy's or the Burger King. Some of these other projects are going to be like, whatever burger joint it is, and wherever you live that you've seen come and go. I've seen a ton of burger joints come and go in the little town that I live in.
Right.
So that's kind of how I look at it. So I kind of compares the stocks a little bit, and you can compare it to other things as well.
Wow. Well, if you didn't know, you definitely bring a lot of value to the mastermind. So let me just thank you for your time
Thank
so
you.
far.
Yeah.
Thank you
Next
as
question.
well.
What's your favorite project?
Oh man. Now that question right there is a little bit difficult. I'd say whichever one is moving up the fastest.
Ooh,
you
and oh,
one day it might be Cardano because my Cardano holdings might be looking good. Currently my favorite project is VeChain. I own a substantial amount of VeChain, and It's growing at a nice rate, and if it continues to grow, I'm going to be very, very happy.
I recall that, like, I've probably been in half as long as you have, but I recall when I did get into the chats and being in that crypto space, specifically around Curtis, he would always shout you out in the chat, talking about before Cardano really got as popular as it was. You and Randy were like Team Cardano. So he always shouted out the fact that you were like steadily investing in it. So it's so cool to know someone who's been interested in a project from its like ground level before it popped.
I honestly wish I would have got in at the ground level. I was looking on one of the resources that Kurt had gave us. I think it's called IPO drops or ICO drops.com. And I was scrolling through it one day and I was looking at some of the projects like Cardano and some of the other projects that had came out, and they were like extremely cheap at that time, but even the level that I got in on, I'm still extremely happy. When you get in on a project when it's under 10 cents and you see that thing go to almost $2 and it has the opportunity to go even higher, that's some nice profits, that's some nice gains.
Let's see. What would you like to see evolve in the cryptocurrency space?
Hmm. Probably the education surrounding cryptocurrency as a whole. Not a lot of people are knowledgeable about it. Not a lot of people know about it. So I would like to see that evolve. I would like to see more people find out about cryptocurrency, what it is, and how it can benefit them.
Right. I agree. I think not enough people, especially lay people, really know how to even safely navigate the space. Even as something as simple as purchasing it from somewhere where you get ownership of it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Like there's a lot of people who unfortunately purchase on say Webull or Robinhood or Acorn, where they can just trade it back and forth, but they can't actually remove it from that platform.
Exactly, and they're also missing out on the power of ownership. Like you said, there are things that go on in this space where we can actually receive free money. Sometimes the coins, they sometimes the coins do airdrops for holding the coins, and that's just basically, they give you money for holding that coin. So it's a lot better to own the coin versus just taking a position on something like Robinhood. We also have coins that we're able to stake, and by staking these coins, we earn interest that, you know, pays us better than our bank accounts.
Mhm. Yes, sir. And that's what we're here for. The education, the just the community. Just every interview that we've done, I have to highlight our mastermind because it's just so much sauce, so many gems in that thing.
Right.
And personally have put me and Alana on game on, just some of the things that you've researched
Yeah.
and shared with us. So again, thank you for that. And you may not know this, but I'm a mom. I have 3 kids, and I know that you're a father of several beautiful children.
Yes,
So
ma'am. I have 5.
okay, okay.
Two
What are they?
twins, a toddler that will be 2 here in July, an 11-year-old, and my oldest will be 21 this year.
Okay, okay. You got a nice little space between that first one.
Oh yeah, I thought I was done, but things happen. But I say that, everything happens when it's supposed to happen. I'm at
That's
a wonderful place in my life. I'm finally financial secure thanks to cryptocurrency and the education that I'm getting from the IM platform. So everything happens when it's supposed to happen.
Yes, it does. What are they learning about crypto or trading forex or just investing in general? What are some of the things you're intentionally teaching them, or like we're on Go Live a lot. My kids, they just hear, they know Curtis by name, they know Tyrone Foster and all these other people that I listen to. So I know kids kind of just pick up on whatever we're doing. What do you see them interested in at this point?
Well, three of my kids are kind of little, so it's kind of hard to see their interest, but they do like to stare at the charts, probably because of the colors, but my middle child, she tends to ask me a lot of questions. She knows everybody from the go live, just as your child does. She knows everybody from our mastermind sessions. So she asked me what I'm gonna buy her when I get to the goals that I set forth. But she's got the entrepreneurial spirit already. So she's interested in what she can do to make money. She's always trying to set up little stands outside so she can sell different things, lemonade. She likes to she sews, so she makes these little dolls out of socks. And she's pretty creative. She gets that from her mom. I don't have a creative bone in my body.
I disagree.
But
That outfit together. Sorry.
thank you. But I get that from my mom. My mom is a dresser, so she taught me how to dress. You know,
Hey,
but she asked me about the charts, and she asked me about, the different patterns on the charts and the candlesticks, and what does this one mean, and what does that one mean, and what is it doing now, and my son, I just recently helped him purchase a project, and I helped him download the app that we use to track the project. So he calls me quite often and lets me know, hey dad, my blockfolio, it says this, I made this much money, I made that much money. So his interest is growing. I just started him with a little something, so just so that he gets interested, just
Yes.
so that he gets interested, and he sees what omi I got him some
ooh,
omi.
ooh, when that thing pops.
Yeah, I got him
Ooh,
some omi, because when that thing takes off, it's going to be wonderful for him.
Yeah. That's
So I have him throwing a little bit of money at it when he gets paid, 20-30 dollars here and there every paycheck he gets, and I tell him, if this thing does what I think it's gonna do, you're gonna be very, very happy.
that part.
that sounds like a great start.
Yeah.
Like to be honest, my kids, their ages are from 11 to 6 now. So
Hmm.
um they're youngish, still, and they ask the same questions. And we have a friend, well, you probably know Ariane, right?
Jakumi's
Jakumi's
wife.
wife.
I
Okay.
might have seen her in
Yeah.
the chat a couple times.
Another beautiful family, several kids, and yeah, they pretty much teach them everything that we're learning. And I think that's awesome that, we can, as parents, get our kids interested in these things now, and even start them with their own wallets now. Something like Omi that's less than a penny, just
Well, we
imagine.
have to. We have to teach our children. It's our responsibility. Can you imagine where our lives would be if we would have known about investing as a child? I mean, look at one of our educators. Patrick Kinney. He grew up in a household that taught the foundations of investing and whatnot. And look at where he's at. He's in a position to where he's able to teach us.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And he's only what, 24?
Yeah, he just hit on.
Exactly. Exactly.
I think he had like $1 million sneaker business at 16, and it's crazy.
Hmm.
And the things
You
that you
know,
can do with compounding and investing and scaling.
Right.
So
exactly.
on that note, if you had, not financial advice, not financial,
Not at all.
if you had $500 that was just expendable cash, what project would you throw it on right now?
I'd probably throw it on Omi. I'd probably throw it on Omi right now. I know it's not doing too much right now, but the upside potential to it is phenomenal. It's not going to take too much to see that thing grow, 10 times plus. So, I would probably throw it on Omi.
Fair enough.
Not financial advice, but okay. Tell us what inspires you.
My children inspire me. The desire to want more inspires me. Wanting to be a provider for my mother and the mothers of my children inspire me. Um, Just wanting to be a better person inspires me. Um, Being in our classes, you all inspire me. I learn a lot from you all. Just it's this whole crypto space, is a wonderful place to be in. And I'm just happy and grateful that I found it and that I'm able to take part in it.
Yes, sir.
I agree. That was so beautifully said, Manny. And you inspire us too. Because the way that you research projects, it makes me want to push harder in that regard.
All right. This whole space is not for the lighthearted. So anybody that stick around as long as we have, and every day you're still putting in more, you're putting in more and more work every day. You know,
Hours.
you're not easing up on this thing. So
Well,
that's
you got to be like Christopher Terry says, you got to be hungry. You got to want it. You got to say, this is what you want. And you're not going to settle for anything less. I see an opportunity here. I'd be a fool to walk away from this opportunity. When you walk through a door, when you get through that door, on the other side of that door, everything may not be easy, but that's not a reason to give up and say, okay, I'm going to turn around and walk out that door. It might be another door leading to another room that's going to lead you to where you want to be.
Right.
But you have to see what's in that room that you walked in first. It might not be something that you want to see right off. There's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, but if you stick it out, you know, the sun might shine in the end.
Right. I know you said education is something that you want to see advance in this space. What is something that you want to see happen as far as the crypto space evolving in the future? Not necessarily the educational component, but an evolution.
That I'm not too sure of. I guess I would like to see a little bit more adoption.
Yeah,
You know,
for
I
myself.
think that I think that would definitely help the crypto space. Right now, it's getting adopted, but I would like to see it get adopted at a faster space, at a faster pace.
So, for example, for myself to answer that question, I want to see how smart contracts can really enter this space. Like when it comes to people saying, "Oh, I want to build an apartment complex," so I'm setting up a contract with the contractor, the electrician, so on and so forth,
Hmm.
and they're not getting paid until all the tenants of the contract have been met, or something like that. I want to see smart contracts.
Yeah, I can't wait till real estate starts getting tokenized and see how that works out.
Right. I'm wrapping my brain around that. I really want to see that as well. That was that the last one.
yeah, pretty much.
We can do like Jay Prince and buy an island.
Hey.
That. And I guess the last question of the day is, when will you feel like crypto has gone from being a niche space to being mainstream? What things do you think you would see in the environment that would
I kind
enable?
of think we're in the middle of that right now. We're seeing more and more adoption. We're seeing, companies with reputable backgrounds, and that are well established and that people know about, that have been around for a while, enter this space. So I think that as more and more of these companies enter this space, more people are going to find out about it, and the adoption is going to grow.
Right. That's fair enough. Well, thank you so much for your time, Manny. As always, you're a joy. You're brilliant. You're
Thank you,
knowledgeable.
thank you, thank you, thank you.
And you made yourself available for us to do this.
Yes.
Of
And I
course, of course. Of course, it's a pleasure. It's always a pleasure. I love working with my team. Anything I can do to help, it's always fun for me.
right. I think as we move forward in this space, just being able to have more conversations like this with everyone, but particularly with people of color in this space, to sort of destigmatize it and to make it seem less scary.
Mhm.
I think it's helpful for people to see a visual representation, which is why we're taking the time to sort of do the whole song and dance on camera, so to
Yeah,
speak.
this is something that just about anybody can do. You don't have to be super smart. You just have to be diligent. You just have to be able to do the proper research, learn from the right person or the right people. And that's really the main thing, is getting around the right people in the right community. If you put yourself in a position to win, you will win.
Right. Hey, Manny.
Thank you again. It's been great, and we will see you in the chats on Go Live and everywhere else.
Of course, of course. I look forward to seeing you all as well. Thank you for everything that you do, especially Alana. I really enjoy your moderation in the chat. You help a lot of people, and a lot of people are very grateful and happy for you.
Oh Lord, thank you, Manny.
You're welcome.
Okay, I'm stopping the.